Bench is set up. The first thing we're going to do is just do a little 50-yard sight in. Al it's his new rifle. It's a T3 Sporter by Tikka. I don't know too much about it, but he's going to fill you in on the details. And then we'll shut down and do a little shooting and some 100-yard shooting, and we'll film some of that probably too. So here's Al.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Yeah, as you can see, it's a T3 Sporter. It's a 20-inch barrel, 223 caliber. It has a muzzle brake on it, just to help with the recoil. Bought it mainly as a more or less a bench rest shooting rifle. It's got a different kind of stock.
Laminated, isn't it?
Laminated, yeah. Kind of unique. 5-round magazine, adjustable cheek piece, both horizontally and vertically. And the nice part about that cheek rest is if you have to remove it to bring the bolt out, it's got a screw on the underside of it that'll bring it right back to where you had put it before. So it does have a memory when you take the cheek piece out to bring the bolt out. The scope we've got on the gun is just a Bushnell 24 power, probably 12 to 24, 10 to 24 basic. I do have a Citron S3, which is 10 to 50 power, which is away now back to the factory getting some adjustments made. So if you guys at Citron are listening to this, see if you can turn that scope around for me as quick as you can. I'd love to have it on this gun. Other than that, I'm not sure what else we can talk about on it. It's a heavy barrel, Varmint barrel, or I guess you'd call it a bench rest barrel.
I know. I tried a couple of shots out of it just to try it. The muzzle brake does make it so that when you look through the scope, your recoil is so minimal, you really can keep your eye on the target. Like my Stevens that I'm shooting here today, same old thing I've always been shooting. I've got a few things on the tube about that old thing, but it works good. But it's not a Tikka, that's for sure. But anyway, the muzzle brake is nice when you fire. You do notice a difference, and the trigger pull on this T3 Sporter is nice too, because it's adjustable down to about 2.5 pound or 2 pound, and it sets off real nice.
Yeah, and you can set the trigger so it's down into the set it forward, and it's probably got into the ounces for a trigger pull, or you can just without setting it, as you said, Bob, it's probably a 2 to 3 pound pull on it. So a nice feature.
Okay, so we're
going to, as Bob said, we're going to see if we can do a little bit of sighting in at 50 yards, and then show you that, and maybe work out, see what we can do at 100 yards with that today.
Yeah, this old camera's not the best, so I'm going to shut down. We'll do some 50-yard shooting, and I'll show you that target, and then we'll do some shooting at 100, and I'll show you that target. Okay? We'll be back to you. Finished doing 50-yard sighting at this target here. We're going to take a walk up, and we'll go up and get the target and bring it back. We'll take a look at what we did with it. Yeah, okay, so we just brought the target back, and what we're shooting is rounds with, that was just at 50 yards with Varmint powder and VIGHT, whatever that is. It's N133, and Al, he shot, this was his first one, second one, and then his third one. These were both with Varmint at 50 yards, and this is with the N133. Believe it or not, there's 4 holes there, not just 3, in that grouping right there at 50 yards. And I was shooting the Stevens at 50 yards, and this was with the Varmint here, here, and here, then here. And this was with Varmint, this grouping. And then this was with the N133. There's 3 holes there, believe it or not. That's at 50 yards. So that might be a go-to powder, that N133. Both of our guns seem to like it. So now we're going to move up to 100 yards and do some shooting there for a while, and I'll show you that target when we're done. We're just plugging away here.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've done some shooting at 100 yards and 6 targets. Initially we put 6 52 grain VMAX with Varmint powder. That was the initial grouping, and I did the Tikka T3 Sporter is actually a 1 in 8 twist, so we tried some 82 grain burger with Varmint powder, but they seem to travel around a little bit. And then the groupings of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in that order were all with the 52 VMAX.
AMAX, yeah.
AMAX, thanks Bob. AMAX bullet with the N133 powder again. So they seem to be...
Actually, like I said, this target one was just a sight, used that for sight in. You were shooting a little to the right, but it was pretty good grouping. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there.
Actually,
and then you move down to 2, and you're still shooting a little to the right. Number 3, yeah, kind of a nice little spread there. And then you come over to 4. And that wasn't too bad either. That's 100 yards first day out with it, really shooting any distance with it.
really,
we had it one day at 25, but the scope buggered up.
Really wasn't doing any didn't adjust the scope at all today, Bob. Didn't touch.
Well, like you said, you're not going to bother adjusting much because you're just waiting for your good one to come back, and once it's on, then you'll...
I was more or less trying, and I'd say 2 parts. My shooting skill is probably not anywhere near yours yet, Bob, and the bench rest was a little bit wobbly. So these groupings are pretty decent. I wouldn't blame it on the rifle. I would say it would be more the bench rest and and my actual skill with it, and maybe a little bit of the scope. We can blame a little on the scope.
Oh,
Other than that, I'm very pleased with what we've done.
Oh, that's good for the first day out, just tinkering around with it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And